Здравствуйте, ребята, с вами Попал. Давайте продолжим. Ой. Так, что у нас это? Добро пожаловать в королевство. Выходи, пиши под говорим.
Oh, thank you for leaving me be, you old brat.
You think you can speak that way to
the
a...
sort who concerns
Well, suffice
myself
to say
with
it, I've
such
got my
things.
eye on
You'll
you,
be
Baron.
concerned enough when you
I
realise
am a
that
duke,
reward money won't be lying in your
potato-eating
pocket.
peasant. Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you.
Is privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Now, I wonder where that cagey Baron of Ferrell has sneaked off to.
Так, сделать благородный капитан Авер.
I am the Duke of Ferrell, though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never...
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank, and I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in, being the king crab's foremost patron ever since. A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right beneath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I had it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind, and in that regard, there is no one like Maxine. Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her whisker. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I've serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed.
Come now, Alistair.
By all means. People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do detest them. I mean, they're so unnatural, aren't they? Cats can have 9 lives, but humans are only entitled to 1. Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Sank Walrus Willie's boat right from under him. Best anchovy fisher in the world he was. A loss to us all.
For what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh,
A source hunter! I'd like to report some dark magic. Only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot.
You realise that reward money
Been at the
won't
King
be
Crab nearly 10 years now, personally. Seen every character you can imagine, from bums to wizards, passed through these doors for a pint and a place to rest. I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream's been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of exactly what happened.
Oh, my good man. A drink, if you please.
Please
Tell
do
me,
keep shouting.
Alistair.
Though that's the question, isn't it? What exactly did happen? We all thought it was Esmeralda who checked into that room, and the Duke that followed her in. I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared that she was visiting one of the lodgers.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to her?
Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open. But I was paralysed with fright.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over... Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time.
Please do keep shouting in my ear.
What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the Distus. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential adventurers guild by SideQuest Monthly, 3 years running. Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spot, and your career in the Fabulous Five will meet a most unsavory end. Ah, you'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in their licks. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse me of stealing the spotlight, you see. Those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time, though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits manage to prove adept enough to hand...
Ah, what have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still there, tall as an elf, strong as an orc. But your face, quite classical, isn't it? Statuesque, some might say. Yes, smooth and sturdy as marble. And my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but I dare say, can it be? I am Anna, jewel in the crown that is the... I've cut 1,000 throats, and baked 1,000 bread rolls, stolen the crown jewels of the Queen of Arata, and, with my pockets full, helped her reach enlightenment. When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate the heavens to make space for my formidable collection of designer slippers. I contain multitudes, you see, and I am utterly replete. Except that, much to my dismay, I had as yet to find the companion to whom my heart so... But then, Source Hunter, you wandered into this tavern, and I am most certain that that companion, that I have, for nearly a lifetime it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like existence itself lacked a significant component. Like if you could only fill a certain void, could connect with the... I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, Source Hunter. Come, if ever we are to be united, we must truly entwine our fates. We must link our causes. Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, we'll explore the boundless realm before us. We'll uncover fate, inch by inch. So you've joined up. You've sworn to share in our adversity and our bounty alike. Oh, I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment at fantastic in-house rate. But you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Fabulous Five must face. Well, never fear. I have everything you need.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
Oh, my good man. A drink, if you please.
Please do keep shouting in my ear.
How the coast reminds me of my lost lady. I sail the sea. I walk the world.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come, come, I have everything. Oh, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what after all this time? What matters is the here and now. And in this moment, I promise to give you the best deals on adventuring equipment you'll find. You are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five, after all.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain more truce my regard. You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that... See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages, either. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
Fortune! Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair.
By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicil hinterlands. Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. But it seems you've got all the help you need, haven't you? More's the pity. We could have beheaded 100 Source Yetis in the name of the Order. More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain. There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thaleron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this. I suspect an illegal sauce, artifact, or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Cecil, I don't have the authority to interrogate him. Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker than splints and tonics. A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. My business, hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say. You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the dark.
The likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Ah, pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink if you'd be so... How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business. And anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already. So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You'd better leave me undisturbed, or my emotions might... You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole drink?
Zimbladorix! Zat! Quite under my spell, aren't you? Yes, my... Me? You mean you don't recognize me? Well, you must live under a very large... Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But it's a strange world we live in, isn't it? A strange and magical world, full of... Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out indeed, if I'm as good as they say I am. You'll have sprouted a pair of long purple...
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round or 3, so what'll it be? Have a seat and stay a while. The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been offering the weary travellers of Sicil drink and rest for nearly 2 decades. All you see before you is the manifestation of my great-grandpappy Horatius Dungeness's noble vision. Beer and naps for everyone. No questions asked.
Even fathom, old friend?
Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. But with spirits high and liquor flowing like it is tonight, it seems the crab may just come out of that pinch. Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exactly great for business, you know. That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman, though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. This inn isn't in the business of that. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this were just more at same. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. Counselor and her visitors.
Oh, my good
I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpappy's machete, bleary-eyed and awash. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead, surrounded by whoever done it has escaped through the window. But I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the Legion barracks faster than a jackrabbit after that. Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say anything, but Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Ferrol, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend it.
Of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge.
Fortune! Ha! He's...
I swear I saw a lady in red upon the beach, but everyone laughs and says I'll see mermaids next.
Move along.
Greetings, greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I am. I have spent more of my life on the road travelling alongside great caravans than I have in any given place in Rivellon. All of this earth is my home, for a few days or even but a few hours at a time, that is. You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh yes, a city besieged by the dead isn't even remotely special to me. All the better that you have seen them, have you not? Is it Ponchon perhaps? Yes. I have the blood of sorcerers in my veins, and between you and me, the blood of sorcerers too. The power of sorcery is so very alluring, you know. But let us change topics, for should hunters
We happen to be source hunters, actually, and we will most certainly kill you where you stand.
Источник неизлечимый. Если заражение кровью, стоит только прекратите страдания. Прежде мы ее пощадим, пока не дает волю своим наклонностям.
Sorcery is like an incurable disease. If it's in your blood...
Gods have mercy! You're a source hunter! But I never really dabbled in sorcery! No!
Stave of combat!
Подожди.
No glory in this death.
Точно сгорело. Горение. А теперь пилюлей получил. Все. Нельзя тут магию.
Wreak havoc!
burn for me.
Сгорело.
Die, vermin!
Так, надо забрать. Понятно. Братство нельзя. Чё это? Ну вот сюда, наверное. Да. Ну, давай.
Fasten tighter than the treasury.
Ломать. Давай посмотрим здесь. Ничего такого нету.
Oh, my good man. I'll tell you. You sure Hunter's greetings. So, have you changed your mind about venturing forth? Shield to shield against the sauce men? You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. Medora's the name. Retired. By the skin of I managed to... Heavens! See, there's been what they wanted. I came south. Well, comrade, I've been scouting south, but it's more... There's Mayor Cecil, and on top of it all... The feline menace is lurking at every... More than I'd hoped. There's Mayor... And on fella seemed a loose... Hardly the habit of an...
A source hunter? I'd like to report some dark magic. Only I think I'm one of the last... Though that's... I was washing up. Lucky for the perpet...
Hey, stop that!
Whatever happened to that troop of eager...
Greetings, Source Hunter.
Do I seem like the sort who...
Stop right there.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Greetings, traveller, and may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings comfort and cradle you. What's in a name, dear friend? For we all begin equal in the Conduit's eyes. and only through great deeds may enter into her inner You mean you haven't heard? Ah, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one. Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. The conduit, our link to the goddess, by following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way, we can each. She came from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the goddess, where all living. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life, but that through her methods we could ascend to greater life in service of the goddess. For this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend. There, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddesses. Go on the path to the righteous, my friend. Forget not that the conduit has great plans for you.
Swirling in saffrons, I dare say.
Home, I'll tell you. Hunter's greetings. So, have you changed your mind about more than I'd hoped, comrade? There's Mayor Cecil's doings, for one. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every... But it seems you've got all the help you need, haven't you? More's the pity. We could have beheaded... Well, comrade, I've been scouting Cecil for some time now. And I believe by the skin of my... man, you wouldn't. Medora, heavens, see, there's been what they wanted. I came south.
Soon enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Я не могу понять. Я вот тут вот эта штука. Где эта штука? Я хз. Вот тут вот.
So you're just hanging around.
You there! Cut it out!
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well,
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
It's you. Just the person to answer a question that's been knocking around my mind since our first meeting. Now then, you must tell me. You've been sent after... How curious. So you've ranked...
Friend?
Abracazoo! Oh, me? Yeah.
Oh, my good man. A drink, if you please.
Please do keep shouting in my ear.
Может и тут. Видишь? Не поймешь, где именно конкретно это задание. О, бля. Крыса же можно поговорить. Да стой ты, блядь, крыса.
Folks say it was Esmeralda who killed Councillor Jake, but I didn't see her here the night of the murder.
Я не понимаю. Здесь тоже ничего такого нету. Опа.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I
around the
linger over
inn,
long
are
while
you?
lighting my
Waiting
pipe.
for what?
This batch is only hours from the
Thank
sea.
you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Join the Spud Club.
Sightseeing isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
For what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to her? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating peasant.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
It doesn't look like much, but just wait!
With a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sightseal's ever seen.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you?
Red and
Waiting for
orange,
what,
yellow
exactly?
and green, the finest veggies Sightseal's ever seen.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to her? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, you potato-eating
Let's see.
peasant.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be.
Pay the big
you
cheese
old
on your block with a wheel of the good
You
stuff.
think you can speak that way to her? Well, suffice to say it, I've got
Fine!
my eye
Curses
on
upon you!
Cheese,
I am a
tomatoes.
duke, you potato-eating peasant.
The likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Давай дальше пойдем.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
The closest I've come to my masters and I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
So you're
Oh,
just
it
hanging around
goes
the
to
inn,
and
are
fro
you?
the city's
Waiting
youth.
for what, exactly?
They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly and watch it all go by.
You can speak that way to her. Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke.
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and, oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth, to break the monotony. Pray, let me be forward with you. Oh, sapling rose, oh, leaf of spring. For my weary mind is troubled. I am but an aged elf that has seen the years parade in long succession. Gladly shall I tell you more. Will I regale thee, O whelp of men, with my tale? But not here, where the winds may steal my words. You would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a wonder, oh budding flower of the morn. Yet hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King Crab's first floor. Let us go there, so that we can warm our bones.
Понятно. Надо сходить с ним вместе в... Ну, давай. Давай за ним.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my matches when I linger over long while writing my...
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Let us see
So
if
you're
you
just
can
hanging
choose the
around the
finest
inn, are you?
greens.
Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old bat.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to a... Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Да, он направляется. Посмотрим. Опа. Вот сюда.
Ah, you have come. Yes, that is most satisfactory. Begone, brittle mask of age. Hear me now repeat the words of Brittletooth, the child snatcher of Garrett. My name is Eglandir Twilsalanar, elf of the house of Gandavum, the slaughtered house of Gandavum. But by the twin blades of the Shadow Vixen, I shall have my revenge. The walls of memory are stained with a game, yes! A game of blood and brutality, of death and dexterity. Fun as herring, the horror harlequin. But, like the serpentine stalker hisses before the stab. Hush now, dark. The elves of Gandavum, they lived in peace. Oh yes, but one night, when the moon had hid her face, the orcs of the tribe of Kazuldagar beset our city. They cooked and ate and burned every last one of us. All undone. Every last one of us. Except for me, the midnight rambler, away from the city. I was very old back then already, though indeed I whisper of many years hence. But death shall not find me. Oh no, not until every beast of I may be frail, a withered grey, but the wealth of kings is mine. Countless assassins have ministered to the vengeance that is my want, and now is almost over. By Kala, Lady of the Last Gaze, I swear it is almost done. Only the very last one of the Kazaldagar still eludes me. I have tracked her down by the curse of the spine spear I have. She does not know her ill-shapen son is setting fast. Colour the dusk red, O sword of youth. Bloody the day with the bramble sap that runs through the veins of Victoria. Bring me the amulet that clings to her flesh, soon to fade. And yours shall be the bounty of vindication. Mine shall be its... Yes, Victoria. She is the one whose heart must be held in hand, the heart around which the fingers of that hand must clench, and the orcs of Gazoldaga, they knew my name. Oh yes, by the bite of the roving rattler, they knew my design, and so they sought to save their last, an infant. She who was to be queen. Her name is that of a woman, her employment that of a civilized being. But by the fork of Barbara Maneater, she is nothing but an orc, a cyst of nature, one of a misbegotten litter dragged into life from the tumoured womb of a filthy, coarse-haired beast that was humped like a dog in the darkness of a Victoria. Librarian! Daughter! Adopted child of Cecil, Mayor of Sicile. There is bloodlust in you. I can feel it. Let it out.
Чего, блядь? Мысли человека, решившись украсть рыбу, и убедили его не делать этого. Понятно.
By the filed teeth of Sulumar Soul Shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
Пожилой Люя по имени Элгат пригласил нас в свою комнату королевства Краби, утверждая, что ему нужна помощь. Великая пятерка согласится. Так, значит, это мы уже сделали. Здесь мы тоже сделали. Почитать дневник. По-моему, разве есть он? Так, подожди.
By the filed teeth of Sulumar Soul Shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
Ну, это я читал. Это тоже я читал. Так, где-то, значит, тоже читал.
By the filed teeth of Sulumar Soul Shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
Ну, немножко с ума сошел. Виктория, если зовет. Я понял, что, блядь.
Home, my good man. A drink, if you please.
Please do.
Одни задания какие-то, блядь, непонятные. Ну, так, подожди. Место преступления.
Let's see. Halibut,
Edge.
Fortune!
So
Ha!
you're just
He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and art.
Преступление, вот.
I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Stop right there.
Да мне похер.
Stop right there.
Да мне насрать. Что ты мне скажешь?
Source was in play here, all right, but that doesn't solve the mystery.
Йоу, что это такое сейчас было? Да, молния. Нихера. Нас куда перенесло.
What? What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so.
Я так не думаю, это камень.
That stone, somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Ну давай посмотрим, что тут.
Terrible! By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? Oh, yes, proper introductions. Zigzags the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was, and as for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, how you got here, though, on such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow. What am I doing here? Attempting to avert disaster, of course. Tell me, friend, when I mentioned that this place is the end of time, did your heart quicken and your stomach? Time ought to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast.
Imp may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying is the portal. It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end. Those torches, a light. This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first... It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of Tar, though I cannot say for certain if it is what I believe. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal, but why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll after you. Oh, what wonders!
Так. Путешествие искатели. Где ночь? Так. Давайте с этим сохранимся. Да, спасибо за просмотр, ставьте лайки, всем пока.